Hey campers, welcome back to the channel. Today, I'm going to talk to you about a topic near and dear to my heart, which is how to get the most out of your 1,000 Trails membership, both from a happiness perspective and a maximizing benefits perspective. Have you just bought a 1,000 Trails membership and maybe gotten a little frustrated because you, for example, went to book Florida in the middle of winter only to find you're locked out of every campground? Are you getting weird error messages and you don't know what they mean? This video is for you. Because here's the thing, you have a golden ticket, but that golden ticket comes with some rules and restrictions. But if you learn to navigate them effectively, they aren't as big of obstacles as they first appear. Let's get into it. So today, I'm going to give you my 9 trail-tested, battle-tested tips and tricks to maximize your benefits. But before we get into that, if you already have a 1,000 Trails membership and you're thinking about upgrading, or if you're thinking about telling your friends to join 1,000 Trails, please use my referral link in the comments. I do receive a small referral fee that supports the channel. By using my referral link below, you can save hundreds of dollars off the published price on the 1,000 Trails website, and you'll get to speak to friends of mine who are membership specialists, who I assure you will not give you any high pressure sales and will make sure you get the best deal available. Most importantly, they'll help you make sure you get the right membership for you. Secret number 1, make sure you have the right tool for the right job. Don't buy a skateboard and expect to use it to win the Indy 500. Why? Because it's not the right tool for the right job. The same goes with 1,000 Trails memberships. 1,000 Trails memberships come in a range of options from Camping Pass to Journey, Explore, and Adventure. I'm putting up a graphic now that shows you the difference between Journey, Explore, and Adventure, which are the 3 premium memberships. The Journey starts with a 120-day booking window. The Adventure has a 180-day. Now, let me tell you, not everybody needs an Adventure membership. If you are not planning to go to high-use areas such as Florida during the winter or New England during the summer, a Journey may be a great membership for you. I have a Journey. It's worked great for me. However, if you're going to a high-use area such as Florida during the winter, you probably need an Adventure membership, and you are going to be frustrated if you are trying to book campgrounds and competing against people that have a 180-day booking window when your Journey has a 120-day booking window. So tip number 1, make sure you're using the right tool for the right job. Secret number 2, ditch the Ritz-Carlton mentality. What do I mean by this? 1,000 Trail campgrounds can be great. I have stayed at some beautiful parks, such as Williamsburg, such as 1,000 Trails Hershey, such as Circle M. However, I've also stayed in some parks that were not so great, and maybe had seen better years. Actually, let's be honest, have definitely seen better years. I also realize what I'm getting. I pay on average $5 a night to camp when KOAs can go up to $200 a night. So what do I expect for $5 a night compared to the $200 a night KOA? Well, when I go to a Hampton Inn, I expect a Hampton Inn. When I go to a Ritz-Carlton, I expect a Ritz-Carlton. I don't expect the Hampton Inn to provide turn-down service and chocolate mints on my pillow. That's not realistic for the price I pay for a Hampton Inn. The same goes with 1,000 Trails. It is a discount membership program that gives you a great deal on camping in some actually very nice campgrounds. But don't expect a certain level. Don't expect lazy rivers and chocolate free flowing from fountains in the lobby. That's probably not going to happen for $5 a night. If you set your expectations right, then your reality will fall and you will find happiness. Secret number 3, treat your booking window as though it is sacred. I have a system. I'm going to talk to you about that in a second when I get to the let's robots do the work for you part. But the important part is, I have my booking windows planned out well in advance. Since I plan my trip 6 months to 8 months in advance, I know my exact booking window, and I book it on the first available day of my booking window. How do I do this? I have an entry in my calendar 120 days before the reservation that says book 1,000 Trails, whatever park name for these dates. That pops up the first thing in the morning, and the first thing I do when I wake up is book that campground. Because I organize my trip planning in a spreadsheet, I have a column that says earliest available booking date that has the date, so I can sort by those dates and double check that I have booked everything. In other words, I treat my booking window like it is a religious holiday. So right now I'm showing you my spreadsheet that shows you how I plan this, so that you can see how I lay things out and keep organized. Key to your booking window is good organization to make sure you are actually hitting your booking window. Along those lines, secret number 4, let the robots do the work. Right now, I'm going to show you my trip planning rules that I feed into AI to help me plan my van life adventures for the next 4 years. The information I provide ChatGPT includes my booking windows for 1,000 Trails, as you can see. That information is then given back to me when I get a spreadsheet that tells me my earliest available booking window for my plan. In other words, the computer provides the date for me and even puts it in the spreadsheet. All I have to do is remember to look at it. So I let the computer and the AI do the work for me. I'm letting the robots work so I don't have to. Now I'm going to do a whole video on planning and trip planning and how I use AI to effectively do that. But for now, the key message is let the robots help you maximize your 1,000 Trails adventure by helping you secure your bookings on the right day. Hey, quick favor to ask. If you are enjoying this content, please hit the like and subscribe button, turn on notifications, and drop us a line in the comment. Helps promote the channel and helps the algorithm know that this is great content. Secret number 5, master the 1,000 Trails shuffle. So this gets a little bit hard to explain, but most memberships, not all memberships, have a high use restriction. That is, you can only have 2 high use reservations at once. Different parks are defined as high use. If you look on the 1,000 Trails website, here you will see the high use parks and their dates. That list can change, so I can't just give you a list here, but if you check the 1,000 Trails website, you will see it. Normally, you are allowed 2 high use reservations at one time. However, there's a little secret, which is you can be in a high use campground and book your next high use reservation. That's because your current stay doesn't count as a reservation, it counts as your current stay. Which means the way to do this is as soon as you check into your first high use reservation, you're booking the next high use reservation. So you effectively always have 2 high use reservations at one time, and you use your encore parks, your Trails Collection parks, as your buffer, or your other non-high use parks. Let me give you an example. In Florida in winter, there's only a couple thousand Trails parks. All of those are designated high use. So maybe you checked into TT Orlando and then you have a reservation at Three Flags. Well, that's your 2 high use parks. So what do? Well, you're going to buffer with some encore parks, but then as soon as you get to your first reservation, which is 1,000 Trails Orlando, and you already have your next high use reserved, Three Flags, you're going to immediately book your next high use reservation, whether that's Orlando or Three Flags. It doesn't matter. Point being, that way you're always as far ahead of the game as you can be. For those weeks you're not in high use, that's when you're going to use your Trails Collection Plus to augment your TT parks. Mopping what I'm spilling, that's the TT Shuffle. If you don't understand, feel free to drop me a line. I'll help you figure it out and help you get your first few reservations booked. Secret number 6, butter up the manager. Okay, so here's the thing. Not that I'm advocating being deceitful here, or not that I'm advocating doing this all the time, but if you have a shorter stay and you want to convert to a longer stay, walking in and talking to the manager can a lot of times help you get that done. See, the parks can play Tetris with people who haven't arrived yet, even though they have an assigned site, and move the sites around to let you stay in the park for longer. Now, I'm going to tell you here that a kind word, a candy bar, a thank you, and a please can go a long way. Also, a willingness to move mid-stay will go a long way. But whereas there may be no availability on the 1,000 Trails website, and the person at 1,000 Trails, a corporate, may tell you there's no availability, going and talking to the manager may help you because they may be willing to play Tetris to move people around to help you stay a little longer. So, another tip and trick is if you have a shorter stay and you want to make it longer, just go ask them, the campground personnel. They may be able to help you. Secret number 7, haunt the cancellation page. So here's the thing. Cancellations happen all the time and a lot more frequently than you think, particularly at lower value parks or less desirable parks. So for example, here's what I do. Right now I have multiple reservations at parks that I actually don't really want to stay at. But for each park, I have 2 or 3 parks I'd rather stay at. So once in the morning, once at night, usually when I'm having my morning coffee or while I'm watching TV, I go to the 1,000 Trails website and I see if any of the parks I wanted opened up. This process takes maybe 10 minutes in the morning, 10 minutes at night. I will tell you that a lot of times I actually get a cancellation. If I do, I immediately cancel the reservation I have and book in the park I want. Why does this happen? 1, because people cancel plans. 2, people are doing the same thing I'm doing, which is they have parks that they'd rather be at, so they're canceling reservations and moving different parks. People shuffle around the 1,000 Trail system all the time. Take advantage of it. If you're zealous about haunting the cancellation page, I will tell you probably 6, 7 times out of 10, you will actually end up getting into the park you want at the time frame you want. You got to be a little flexible, you got to have a couple parks you'd rather have, and you got to be willing to stay at the park you originally booked if it doesn't work out, but you can probably get there if you just put in some effort. Secret number 8, there are humans behind the scene. Okay, so here's a little insider tip to 1,000 Trails, and I learned this from a former phone representative. and I've actually talked to some of the phone representatives about this. They are strongly and highly incentivized to get you into the park you want. So just because the website shows that the park is full doesn't mean it's actually full. And sometimes it shows unable to process requests when actually what's going on is you have to talk to a phone rep to book the request. Why? Okay, for example, I just booked Rambler's Rest. To book Rambler's Rest, it requires a $20 a night upcharge. You cannot book that online as a Thousand Trails member, and it acts like it's unavailable. But when you call in, it's perfectly available. You just had to call. Either way, Thousand Trails phone reps are often incentivized to find you a spot. So even though the computer shows no, if you call in, sometimes, not every time, they can actually get you into the campground. Again, a friendly, "Hi, how are you doing? I'd really appreciate your help today. Thank you so much," really will go a long way into getting you into the spot you want. So, pick up the phone, call. Now, I will tell you, some folks advise calling the actual park. I don't know if I really agree with that because there are notes kept on your file, and I think over time that may actually not work out well for you if you're constantly calling parks asking for cancellations. I can't speak to that. My philosophy is not to do that. I have called the park on occasion and asked for things like, can I get a 50 amp hookup? That I have found to be effective. Is calling the park and saying, hey, I booked a 30, but if a 50 comes available, I would really appreciate it if you guys could move me. That is effective. Or, hey, I have Starlink and I'm going to be working. It would really be helpful if I could have a clear view to the sky. So that is where I believe in calling the park, is for those little upgrade opportunities. Tip number 9, use my Ultimate Resource Guide. Now, here's why. On my Ultimate Resource Guide, I do things like give you guys park reviews. Now, that's important because not everybody values the same thing in parks, so some parks are hidden gems. For example, I'm at Encore Holiday Sunshine Daytona. If you look online, this park does not get good reviews, and it doesn't get good reviews because it's high on the seasonal and annual population and low on the amenities. However, here's what they don't tell you. It's a very quiet park. The folks that are seasonal are actually very friendly. They have a complimentary honey wagon that comes around twice a week at the non-full hookup sites. While the amenities are scarce, the pool is actually quite nice, and more importantly, the location's fantastic. If you were coming here for Bike Week, you'd be half a mile from the main Harley-Davidson dealerships. It's the center of activity. If you're coming like me just to hang out, you're like 15 minutes from Planet Fitness, 15 minutes from a great beach. You got everything you need right here. I think this is a great park. So I give you those insider tips and tricks. I walk you through the park, and I bet you will find parks that you don't even think are hidden gems that are hidden gems. So use my resource guide to find your hidden gems and maximize your happiness. On a final note, again, if you guys are thinking about upgrading, please use my referral link in the comments below and in the description. It will save you potentially hundreds of dollars. It'll put you in touch with membership specialists I trust will help you find the right membership for you, and it helps support the channel because I do get a small referral fee. And as always, if you're enjoying this content, please hit the like and subscribe button, turn on notifications, and drop us that line in the comments. Thanks for watching. Take care.